Queen Elizabeth II has reportedly postponed virtual meetings for the second time this week after Buckingham Palace announced on Sunday that she had tested positive for COVID-19. The palace announced Thursday that the 95-year-old monarch had pushed back 2 more virtual audience appointments, according to reports from the BBC and Britain's Press Association. USA Today has reached out to the palace for further comment. The 2 virtual audiences that had previously been scheduled to take place today will now be rescheduled for a later date, read a statement from the palace, for BBC. Her Majesty is continuing with light duties. No other engagements are scheduled for this week. Queen Elizabeth II still has mild COVID-19 symptoms, cancels online meetings. Earlier this week, Elizabeth cancelled virtual meetings on Tuesday after suffering cold-like symptoms. But on Wednesday, she held her weekly audience with Prime Minister Boris Johnson via telephone, the palace said. Officials confirmed Sunday the Queen tested positive for COVID-19. The diagnosis prompted concern and get-well wishes from across Britain's political spectrum for the Queen, the country's longest-reigning monarch. The palace said Sunday that Elizabeth, who has been fully vaccinated and had a booster shot, would continue with light duties at Windsor Castle over the coming week. Both the Queen's eldest son, Prince Charles, 73, and her 74-year-old daughter-in-law, Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, contracted COVID-19 earlier this month. Charles has since returned to work. There are also thought to have been several recent virus cases among the staff at Windsor Castle, where the Queen is staying. Queen Elizabeth II tests positive for COVID-19 with cold-like symptoms. In October, the Queen spent a night in the hospital for unspecified preliminary investigations and after she regretfully cancelled 2 other much-anticipated in-person appearances on doctor's orders, according to palace statements. She then spent 2 weeks resting at Windsor Castle where she has mostly been living since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in spring 2020. She kept up with light, desk-based duties. The Queen marked 70 years on the throne on February 6. She was proclaimed Queen on that date in 1952 when her father, King George VI, died at Sandringham, the monarch's estate in Norfolk, following surgery for lung cancer. The palace released a new picture of the Queen to commemorate the occasion, showing her smiling broadly and wearing a pale green dress, sitting in front of one of her red dispatch boxes containing government papers, with a picture of her father by her side. The day before, she held a low-key reception for locals and volunteer groups in the ballroom at Sandringham, where she cut a cake featuring the Platinum Jubilee emblem. Photos from the gathering show her smiling, joking and unmasked, wearing a pale blue dress embroidered with daisies at the waist, pearls and what appeared to be a platinum double-flower brooch. She cut the cake while holding a walking cane, her ever-present black purse over her arm. Her lengthy reign will be celebrated with a 4-day Platinum Jubilee of parties, parades and pageants to begin June 2, when the weather is, usually, better. Prince Charles tests positive for COVID-19 for a second time, is now self-isolating. The Queen has a busy schedule of in-person engagements in the weeks ahead, including a diplomatic reception at Windsor Castle on March 2 and the Commonwealth Service at Westminster Abbey on March 14. On March 29, she has a remembrance service at Westminster for her husband Prince Philip, who died in April 2021 at age 99. Camilla's future title, explained. The Queen's Jubilee arrives after a series of personal crises. Last week, her son Prince Andrew settled out of court with accuser Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who says she was sex trafficked to the prince by disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein when she was 17. Andrew, who has vigorously denied the allegations, agreed to pay an undisclosed sum and donate to Giuffre's charity in support of victims' rights. The Duke of Edinburgh, the Queen's husband of 73 years, died last spring at the height of the pandemic. Strict social distancing rules forced her to sit alone during the funeral service, a spectacle that touched many who had also suffered bereavement amid COVID. Contributing, Hannah Yassaroff, Kim Yellengaard, and Maria Puente, USA Today, and the Associated Press.